guys, this is something you probably didn't know, that U.S. banks, all of our big banks out there, they just lost $1 trillion in this past half year. From Forbes, driven by the Federal Reserve's aggressive interest rate hikes, banks faced a staggering $505 billion in unrealized losses on investment securities. This is according to the latest quarterly report from the Federal Deposit Insurance Corporation, the FDIC. While the figure is daunting, it's a slight reprieve compared to previous quarters when losses soared beyond $600 billion. Actually, quite a bit more than $1 trillion they just lost in just the past half year. So, for loan officers, borrowers, and consumers of mortgage loans, you need to know how this affects you.
A mortgage loan, quote, makes it to market when a lender originates the loan to a borrower, then typically sells the loan on the secondary mortgage market to investors, where it is bundled with other loans into a mortgage-backed security and sold to various financial institutions like pension funds or insurance companies, allowing the original lender to free up capital to make new loans to other borrowers.
When a wholesaler like your broker, your correspondent line, with your regional banking operations, or directly fund loans, which is virtually all mortgage loans that are written in this entire country, they more often than not have their lines in some capacity, yeah, you got it, with these big banks, these Chases, Wells Fargo's, Bank of America's. Those big banks ultimately set the value of that origination on that given day. Those guys, in large part, just lost over $1 trillion in the past half year. So I'm kind of thinking, when they lose money, in order for, Jamie Dimons and his peers to sleep well atop their hundreds of mattresses, so as to not feel that pee atop the lowest mattress, they jack up margins on their mortgage loans in the form of rates to make that money back. And that $1 trillion is a hell of a lot of money to make back, that's all I'm saying. So your rates have suffered a consequence as a result of this. This is one of the factors that makes it to your rate sheets, and it's probably the reason you've seen rates go up so much over the past week and a half. Now, hopefully, this whole thing is going to be coming to some sort of quick resolution, hopefully, and we'll see some relief in the form of rates in the coming weeks. But that's how we got here, my friends.
This is pretty interesting and would be a great marketing piece for either a realtor or lender. It's the home price to income ratios of the country's largest cities. As you can see, California reigns king as the most unaffordable state, snatching 6 of the top 8 spots, interrupted only by New York and Miami. The funny thing is, you couldn't give me your average home to live in any of those top cities: Oakland, San Jose, San Francisco, LA, Long Beach, San Diego. No way. Unless you love one big, long, unending traffic jam, there's no way. Anyway, it's a great visual and it could be added to any marketing stack you might want to create. The download is down below.
And finally, a survey shows that veterans are more likely to buy homes next year than their civilian counterparts. And we all have to get on board with that, right? So I appeal to you, realtors and loan officers alike, let's make this happen. Well, the big question then becomes, how do we do it? And the way is via education. Make sure as a loan officer, you know how to write a VA loan. Really know how to write that sucker down to the finest details, because they are different than your other gubby loans. And realtors, understand that taking a VA loan is not an added problem or more money to your seller or your client at any level, only if you choose to make it that way. So work with a competent loan officer who understands VA loans. Now, of course, if you have any questions, you can always reach out to me and my team over here. And if we can't answer it, well, then we'll get you in touch with the right team with the right solution. Right, Mike? Michigan? But we got VA loans down pretty darn good over here in Northern California, because we live right outside of Travis Air Force Base, which is the largest Air Force base on the West Coast. We essentially grew up on VA loans, so reach out to us with any of those questions. Or what you can do is you can send us an instant message, you can text us, or give us a direct call, and you can find that at our site, which is mortgageshots.com. Listen, helping out the vets this next year, if things are good or bad, that's always a great call on my half and your behalf as well. With that said, hang in there, guys, and I'll catch you on Books, which is going to be tomorrow at 10 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. Hope this helps.